All right, what's going on, everybody? It's DAYYY Media coming at you with another video, and you know what time it is. It's time to bring on that boxing. Yeah, let's get into it. Today we're going to be talking about Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis, he kind of put a tweet out about boxers, kind of calling them out and bringing attention to the fact that a lot of guys kind of use, or at least Gervonta Davis thinks that a lot of guys use mental health as an excuse to not train or not fight. And Ryan Garcia kind of responded saying, mental health isn't an excuse. It's not a weakness. It's something that a lot of people deal with. Most people have different ways of coping with it, but it's definitely something that's affected the sport. Ryan Garcia, he's been a really big advocate for mental health. A few weeks ago, we saw Danny Garcia against Jose Benavidez, and we saw him kind of open up about how hard it's been dealing with his mental health and how he's coping with it as best as he can. That's a big part of fighting too, is the mental aspect. It's not as easy for others. And Gervonta Davis kind of said to Ryan Garcia and replied, we're from different places, we deal with things differently, and he feels like he's stronger. And then Ryan Garcia said he respects, Gervonta Davis's opinion, understands where he's coming from, but he also feels like he can prove himself to Gervonta Davis. So, that's going to be an interesting fight, especially because this narrative of, mental health and, some boxers think that it's not really a big deal. That's part of the sport. Boxing is a very lonely sport. And you kind of understand what you're signing up for when you're getting to a boxing ring. It's only you in there, even though you have your trainers and your team. Once you're in that ring, it's all about you. It's a lot of pressure. It can be a lot of pressure, especially being an undefeated fighter like Gervonta Davis or Ryan Garcia. But obviously Tank has dealt with it in a different way, and it's worked for him. Maybe Ryan Garcia had to take some time off. Everybody deals with their difficulties and struggles and trials and tribulations differently, but Gervonta Davis he's calling out boxers. Obviously, we had Adrian Broner pull out of the Omar Figueroa fight, not just because, but he's going through a lot right now. And just because someone says that they're going through a lot, you may say he wasn't ready. Pull out all these excuses. Sometimes it's just not the time. Boxing's not something that you want to go into. Just like. When you're not 100% mentally, you don't want to go into a boxing ring, especially if you're not mentally. It's hard to get to 100% physically. So I'm kind of happy that Adrian Broner, guys like Danny Garcia and Ryan Garcia, they're at least open about it. It's not something to be disappointed about. It's not something to be ashamed of. There's a big stigma in boxing because you're a warrior and you're supposed to be able to deal with these things. But sometimes they're human too. They have families just like just like anybody else. It's hard to step into a ring, period, especially when you have all the media and all the reporters saying stuff about you. So there's a lot of expectation that goes into stepping in the boxing ring. So I respect any guy that goes into the boxing ring. Some are better at dealing with it than others in terms of dealing with pressure. I still think Ryan Garcia, Danny Garcia, and Adrian Broner are some of the best fighters in the world, and they're very tough mentally. But you go through it sometimes. Some people don't even understand the concept of mental health, and so they have a difficult time, even understanding when they're going through something. So they might not even know it. Maybe I'm sure Gervonta's gone through it, but maybe dealt with it in a different way. But as far as the Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis matchup goes, that'd be interesting because this kind of narrative that Gervonta Davis is calling Ryan Garcia weak, saying that we handle things differently. He handles his stuff in the gym. He handles all of his problems and takes it out in the gym. And Ryan Garcia says he's kind of an advocate for mental health. So, if Ryan beats Tank, that would be something great for I'm not saying promoting mental health. I'm just saying, just being aware for it. Boxing's tough. These guys are grown men. I understand that it's a man's sport. You got to be tough, but at the same time, you go through things in life and you kind of have to deal with them and roll with the punches. No pun intended. But I respect all these guys, Tank, Ryan Garcia, anybody who steps in the ring. It's difficult, and I'm glad that mental health's something that they're able to talk about, even if they receive some backlash for it, which they should just ignore. It's the fight game. There are going to be haters. There are going to be supporters. So it is what it is. But let me know your comments down in the comments down below what you think about mental health in boxing. Like, how do you guys feel about it? Do you agree with Ryan that it's not something to be embarrassed about or ashamed of, or do you agree more with Gervonta Davis where handle your struggles in the gym, deal with all your frustrations in the gym, and let it show in your boxing ability. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Well, that's going to do it for another NASFight Media video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for the constant love and support. Salute to you guys always. It's been your boy.